Coming to the end of the third quarter. LeBron James, a shot at history. And there it is! LeBron stands alone!
I ran Please Stay LBJ. This party is because of our organization, and we've supported him for 7 years now. And for him to go on there and drag us through the mud for 7 years and stab us in the heart, he deserves everything he gets.
LeBron James' name gets dragged through the mud in more one-sided feuds than anybody else in NBA history. Some are loud, public, and messy. Others are just whispers that never seem to die. Recently, Russell Westbrook came out and called LeBron fake and cunning. Stephen A. Smith has been on the horn accusing LeBron of trying to get him fired, amongst a host of other things. Skip Bayless has made an entire career of dragging LeBron's name through the mud. And yet, LeBron has hardly ever responded, especially not to the degree that it's been received. But at the same time, there have been times when LeBron James was absolutely in the wrong, and even more times when he has been wronged. Because when you've been in the league for 23 years, you're no longer a hero. You've lived long enough to see yourself become the villain. LeBron pushed for the Lakers to trade for Russell Westbrook in 2021. It was supposed to be poetic. 2 MVPs, 1 mission. Get Russ a ring. LeBron vouched for him personally. He believed Russ deserved a ring. But chemistry isn't loyalty. From day one, the spacing was off. The energy tense. LeBron saw why Westbrook had worn out his welcome in all those other stops. Westbrook's downhill chaos clashed with LeBron's chessboard precision. Every loss became LeBron's fault. Every turnover, Russ's fault. By year 2, things had already turned highly toxic. Cameras caught cold stares, awkward high fives, and silence in huddles. They even spent one summer league game on opposite sides at the gym. And if you want to know more about this feud, I cover it in depth on this video, which we will link right here. Then came the trade and the tell-all book. In this book, Westbrook called LeBron fake and cunning, claiming he used him as a scapegoat and never let him truly be his best self. Some NBA players jumped quickly on this. Enes Kanter at the top of that list, saying LeBron ruined Russ's career. But the truth? LeBron gave Russ the biggest platform in the sport. Primetime Lakers, national TV, worldwide spotlight. If anything, Russ's image collapsed under the weight of expectation, not manipulation. It's one thing to be getting triple doubles in OKC after Kevin Durant leaves you, where you're the out now good guy, than playing in LA, where those expectations are super high. And to be quite frank, was LeBron the first superstar that Russell Westbrook didn't get along with? No. And if you look at Russell Westbrook now, can you even blame LeBron? To his credit, LeBron hasn't responded. Not a tweet, not a quote, nothing. Because he doesn't have to. Westbrook didn't lose his career because of LeBron James. And you can chalk this up as a one-sided feud. But if Westbrook's fallout with Bron was built on frustration, the next feud came from straight fire. And LeBron has to take some blame here. This clip went viral in seconds. LeBron James walking across the court straight toward ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. No smile, no handshake. Just words, seemingly quiet at first, then sharp enough to silence the entire section. Fans froze, cameras rolled, and the internet erupted. Did LeBron just corner Stephen A at a freaking basketball game at halftime? To understand it, you need some context. For years, Stephen A built segments dissecting LeBron's every quote, calling him passive-aggressive, attention-seeking, Le GM. Then, of course, saying he was number 2 in the NBA GOAT debate, which I believe is what angered LeBron the most. But then he crossed the line when he implied that LeBron James' son wasn't good enough to be in the NBA and that he got there because of LeBron. That accusation wasn't just personal, it was absurd given that Bronny was drafted late second round. It was attention theater, a headline designed to trend. But still, after 2 decades of criticism, LeBron finally snapped. He confronted the loudest voice in sports television, face to face, out of nowhere. Was it out of pocket though? Maybe it was. But at the same time, you can't blame LeBron. When someone starts talking about you, it's one thing, and you're already upset. But then someone says anything about your son, you're gonna blow your top. It makes complete sense. But at the same time, Stephen A, what he said about Bronny was nowhere near as cruel or wicked as LeBron might have suggested. First of all. Second of all, if you have a problem with the man, you have to approach him in a way that's constructive. Considering also the fact that Stephen A is 50 years old and LeBron is 6'8" and 280 pounds. To go up to a guy, take him by surprise, you can see why now Stephen A is still holding a grudge. But LeBron's reaction wasn't about ego. It was exhaustion. The moment a man decided he'd had enough of the noise. And that kind of pressure doesn't just shake the media. It changes the people closest to you. Like Kyrie Irving. This is one of the saddest feuds in the career of LeBron James and one of the most undeserved. In 2016, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving delivered the greatest comeback in NBA history. Down 3-1, they stormed back and Kyrie hit the shot. But a year later, Kyrie was gone, requested a trade, distant, defiant. He wanted freedom to escape LeBron's shadow. He said he was tired of being treated like a little brother. It wasn't hate, it was pride. Kyrie wanted the throne before he learned what it cost to hold it. And again, you could see this one really hurt LeBron because he had said multiple times in the media he was grooming Kyrie to take over the team, to be the leader. Then they had the greatest comeback in NBA history. So you can not blame LeBron for thinking he had something solid there. And crazily enough, years later on a podcast, Kyrie apologized. He admitted, I didn't appreciate the leadership until I saw it up close. And funnily enough, a big reason of the Russell Westbrook and LeBron beef is that LeBron was angling for a Kyrie reunion the whole time Westbrook was there. Credit must be given to LeBron in this because never once did he lash out at Kyrie, even during all the trade requests. Yes, there were some murmurs that he was upset, but he never came out publicly and chastised Kyrie. And truthfully, he would have been well within his rights to do so. But the Kyrie-LeBron saga wasn't betrayal. It was the classic mentor-student clash. The same energy that built them together eventually split them apart. But unlike most of LeBron's so-called feuds, this one actually found closure. Because while Kyrie's conflict came from ego, the next one came from power. And absolutely cost LeBron at least 1 or 2 championships. Pat Riley is heat culture. Pat Riley is the Godfather. He's earned that. Slick back hair, rings on every finger, and a belief that loyalty outweighs freedom. So when LeBron left Miami in 2014, Riley took it personally. At the press conference, he scowled and said, "You don't run from challenges, you face them." Legitimately implying that LeBron betrayed us. But Riley's pain wasn't about basketball, it was about control. He built the empire. LeBron became bigger than the empire and wanted that acknowledged. That was never gonna happen in Pat Riley's Miami. Behind closed doors, the tension had been building. LeBron wanted modern touches, more rest, more player input. Riley still ran the team like it was 1996. When LeBron walked, Riley called it a shock to the system. But years later, even he admitted LeBron made the right choice. He didn't lose respect for him really, he just lost the ability to dictate LeBron's future. Because LeBron James has never really been anyone's soldier, he's the general. And the day he left Miami, he somewhat proved it. But the thing is this, organizations need structure. And while you can appreciate LeBron's desire to have more input, leaving Miami at that time to go back to Cleveland, while it might have been the greatest career move for him, it might have cost him a championship or two. Which takes us to the only one-sided feud of LeBron James that was specific to LeBron himself, and that's with Eric Spoelstra. In 2010, when LeBron arrived in Miami, Eric Spoelstra wasn't a legend yet. To many, he was just Pat Riley's guy, a film room coach, quiet, analytical, not yet proven. LeBron's camp wanted someone bigger, a name that matched his stature. Rumors swirled that Rich Paul and Maverick Carter pushed for Spo's firing after a rough start. The tension was real, but Spoelstra didn't fold. But even more importantly, he never barked back, never begged for approval. He just coached. He stood eye to eye with the biggest star in the world and kept doing his job. And guess what? They went to 4 straight finals and won 2 titles. Spoelstra's quiet leadership became the foundation of that team. And then when LeBron left Miami in the middle of the night, Spoelstra didn't shade him once. No tweets, no bitterness, just respect. And today when they meet, there's a nod. The look of 2 men who outgrew the tension and earned each other's respect the hard way. But if you think about the fact that this man tried to get you fired super early into your coaching career, that shows true class on Spoelstra's part. But actually, this next person is the one who actually got the worst from LeBron James and also chose forgiveness. And that's his best friend and the guy who showed him how to win, Dwyane Wade. If anyone on this list has the right to feel betrayed, it's Dwyane Wade. First of all, he took pay cuts to bring LeBron in. He gave up touches, spotlight, and even a chance to win another Finals MVP. In case y'all forgot, in 2011, during the Dallas choke, which is only remembered for LeBron, Dwyane Wade was playing like a Finals MVP, the #1 option. He was still at his peak, and he still gave the spotlight to LeBron. And here's what's even worse. When LeBron decided to go back to Cleveland, Wade found out like everyone else on freaking SportsCenter. He said LeBron was ghosting him, didn't hear from him. But still, Wade never trashed him. He congratulated him, defended him, told reporters he did what he had to do for his family. That's rare, man. In a league where ego kills friendships, Wade never lost sight of brotherhood, despite being the one who sacrificed the most for LeBron. Their bond became proof that loyalty doesn't need a contract. And when LeBron returned to Miami years later, that pregame embrace said it all. 2 kings, no resentment, only respect. But if Wade showed love and classiness and the high road, the next man showed nothing but hate and the low road. Good old Danny Boy Gilbert and the open Comic Sans letter that defined an era. When LeBron left Cleveland in 2010, the city imploded. Noticing a pattern here? Jerseys burned, booing crowds chanted traitor. And then the letter, Comic Sans, all caps. Cleveland Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert calling LeBron a coward, a quitter, and promising the team would win a title before he ever does. How did that work out for you, Danny boy? It was emotional, impulsive, and completely unprofessional. The franchise leader publicly scorched his own hometown hero for, let's be honest, a smart business decision, because he had failed to surround LeBron with even a competent supporting cast in Cleveland. And LeBron, his usual classy self, total silence, no press conference, no retaliation, no tweet. He left the words hanging in the air until they lost any power they might have had. And then, as if to kill them with true kindness, 4 years later he came back. Same owner, same city, same people who burned his jersey. And he gave his all to that team. He left it all on the floor. And in 2016, when Cleveland won the title, it wasn't Gilbert's redemption. It was LeBron's. That's not revenge. That's dominance through grace. But yet, even after conquering his haters, there's one man who refuses to even acknowledge reality and has made his entire career hating the man that is LeBron James. Skip Bayless has turned LeBron James into a full-time job. From ESPN to FS1, from 2010 to 2025, his formula hasn't changed. LeBron loses, not clutch. LeBron wins, lucky. LeBron speaks, arrogant. LeBron stays silent, insecure. LeBron breaks the scoring record, it's a longevity award. It's true obsession disguised as journalism. It's hate speech disguised as journalism. And for 20 years, LeBron has never said his name. Not once. And that silence drives Skip insane more than any retort might. Every morning show, every tweet, every take, it's the same ritual. LeBron plays, Skip reacts. LeBron lives rent-free inside his head. The irony is brutal. The man who built his career trying to prove LeBron isn't that guy has actually spent 2 decades proving exactly how much he is that guy. Skip doesn't have a feud. He has an obsession. He has a fixation. And LeBron doesn't even need to acknowledge him to win that battle. And here's the thing. When you outlast the hate, you turn your enemies into your historians.